Hi, I'm Bill Woodard, and welcome to the October edition of the Smith County Chamber Corner here at Riverview Regional Hospital. Well, it's a great day to be at Riverview Regional, is it hospital or
Medical Center.
Medical Center? I thought I was doing that wrong. Riverview Regional Medical Center, and we have two ladies here that are involved in a lot of stuff that's going on here. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves and tell them what department you guys are in.
My name's Chelsea White, and I'm a registered nurse here at Riverview Regional, and I am in a new transition, and I'm going to be the new diabetes clinical educator here at the hospital.
Okay.
I'm Joyce Hart, and I'm the manager of the Diabetes Center right now. And
Okay.
I'm planning retirement.
All right. And where are you coming from to go into this position?
I have been here for 14 years, and I've done
thought,
labor and
yeah.
delivery. So I've birthed lots of babies. I'm also a lactation counselor, so I've already had my piece in education and, but, in a different setting. And, of course, prenatal care and education and lactation. So now I'm stepping into her role in diabetes education.
Okay. And so this is not a new place for you to work. It's just a new job for you to be in.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Just a new setting.
Well, now I'm sure you guys want to talk about nutrition then and diabetes counseling. So which one wants to start first?
I'll let Miss Hart talk about it since she's the expert.
All right. That sounds
I'm the one in training of the expert.
There you go.
And nutrition is one of the main things that we use to control diabetes. And if we not just diabetics, we can prevent diabetes by having a very good nutritional diet. And it's not going buying fancy food. It's eating good vegetables, good fruits, good grains, and drinking lots of water.
Okay, well, that brings a question to my mind, and you can answer this. There's type 1 diabetes and there's type 2. Now, type 1 obviously is an insulin problem that you have, which I'll let you explain that later.
Okay.
Type 2 is more of a lifestyle
It's
type
a
thing.
lifestyle. There's an inherited factor in type 2, but also it's lifestyle. And we're seeing people that does not have any history of inherited factor in their family developing type 2 now because of our lifestyle. We're not moving enough. We're not eating the right foods.
Right, and so I'm going to be careful here. I don't want to name a restaurant, but fast food. There we go.
Yeah.
If you have a fast food diet and you do that all day long, and you're sitting behind a desk, you're probably going to develop.
You're
type
setting
2.
yourself up for type 2 diabetes plus a lot of other chronic illnesses.
Okay, and so like you said, moving, and it doesn't really matter if it's just simply walking. That would help you.
I know we all sit behind the computer a lot during the day, but everybody needs to get up and move at least 5 minutes every hour, every 2 hours, for our circulation, for our brains to work, and for us to stay healthy.
Okay, and either type of diabetes, if I understand it right, it affects your nerves, it affects your muscles, it actually, your whole body, your vision.
Both types of diabetes affects every cell in your body because it's affecting the food source. And you use glucose for your energy in your body. And if it's not enough or if it's too much and you're not able to use it, you're in trouble.
Okay, so I'm 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. I don't have type 2 diabetes. I'm not really a candidate for type 1, not genetically. So what do I need to do? Is simply walking, a walking regimen, and then that's the good side of that. It's walking or something more.
Moving.
All right, what about diet?
Okay, you need to eat at least three regular meals a day. Skipping meals, people skip meals to lose weight, but you go into that starvation mode and your body does metabolism shuts down. So we want to be putting fuel in regularly. So and then we want to be moving, and the fuel we put in needs to be not processed foods, but as close to nature as you can get it, but it takes time to prepare a lot of foods. So we want to have fresh or frozen fruits and vegetables, and we want to make sure that we eat the ones that has some fiber in them. Fiber is good for us in the healthy process, and we want to eat the healthy grains, and we'd rather you have the whole grain breads instead of the white bread.
Okay, well now you really hit a lot of subjects there. I'll start back with the first one. You said if a person skips meals, well, our metabolism is based to survive in an environment
Right.
where there are not restaurants, and you're
Right.
foraging or raising your food. So therefore, when the food wasn't plentiful, your body would store all of this stuff. And what we've got now is around here we have plentiful food. So when it starts storing, it's turning that into something it can store, which is basically a carbohydrate or
Well,
sugar.
you're storing it as fat, but also if you're insulin resistant, you're storing glucose in your blood system because you're not able to use it because the insulin's not being used properly. So if we incorporate good healthy eating, and I'm not saying not ever have a snack or have an unhealthy meal, but generally have good healthy meals and make yourself be more active. Park away when you're going to the store, if it's safe. Park away from the store and walk through the parking lot. Have something for yourself to do in the yard every day. Go out and pick something in the garden or cut limbs off of a tree or weed eat a little bit or something just every day, so you'll get some sunshine and you be moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Set yourself up for it, make it easy to move.
So good habits will help you maintain and
Right.
stave this off. Okay, if a person has it already, they can, by the same method, reduce it. Is
Right,
that
can reduce the blood sugar, and hopefully if they've got it early enough, maybe we could treat it with diet and activity. But if the blood sugars keep going up, we have to include medications in the treatment.
Okay. Well, Chelsea, is there anything you want to add to this, or anything you'd like to say in addition?
Of course, she hit a lot of it and stuff, and of course, the education that she's taught to her clients for years and years and years. She's given me and feeding my brain with all of that good material, so I can continue to educate our community about stuff like that. And I think that was one really important thing that they wanted us to reiterate is that her program would continue, past her being gone. So any patient that we get referrals from the doctor's office, or if we're in the hospital setting, or just in general that wanted a referral to talk to a diabetic educator about what that if they wanted to go into more in depth about eating healthier, exercising, talking about what they're doing and then what they can do better in their life. So
Okay. Well, first off, let me say congratulations on retiring.
thank you.
And secondly, let me ask you this: how does a person avail themselves of your knowledge and your education? Do they have to go through a doctor? Can they come here? How does that work?
Most of the time we take orders from a physician. If it was somebody that, came in and that just wanted to talk and, we had time to talk and that availability and things like that, we could have a session and just discuss things. There's several clients that we have seen that's just, we've called and said, hey, you can come the next day. Okay, we'll come in and we'll just talk about diet or things like that. But in general, for the class, In general, we usually take a physician's order, and if you don't have, if they didn't have a primary care provider, we could help you get facilitated with that, to be able to come to the hospital, to have the full class, to have the full benefits of it. She also has a support group too as well, and where you can continue that education. And it's a different topic with every class that we have too. It's not the same class that you went over, but a different new topic of what's new and what's going on in the world of diabetes or health or fitness or things like that can help a diabetic in their lifetime.
Okay, and I know Ms. Hart I've been places where she spoke to different groups, so I presume you guys will continue to do that, and you may actually continue to do some of that.
I'll probably continue some of that with groups, and also the support group. Anyone can come to that, diabetic or not. We have people that come that the diabetic in the family doesn't come, but the family members come to learn to do. And it's a free program. We do it every second Tuesday night of the month, and it'll be next Tuesday night.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock in the dining room here.
Well, that's good to know, and it's in the dining room, so it's easy to find. And I would think most everybody knows where the hospital is.
Oh,
so,
I
so
think they should.
Yeah, they should. At one time or another, you've had to be here.
Right. Yeah.
Well, ladies, if we missed anything,
I think we covered.
well, let me thank you all for being
Yeah,
here. And,
thank you.
And I know the transition. I know you're excited about the retirement, and I know you're excited about the new job. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you ladies are in this situation.
Well, we're having fun.
All right, good deal. Okay, we're here at Riverview, and we've had some guests come in. Stephanie, tell them who you are, who you with.
My name is Stephanie Winfrey. I am here today as the chair of the Smith County Events Committee.
Okay, and you're specifically going to talk about an event at the end of the month here, our Halloween events, and I guess we'll just have a discussion about that, but talk about the one that's on, well, let me tell you this, on October the 28th, at the city park, which is down by the swimming pool, so a lot of people call it the dog park. I'm not sure that's the official name, but anyway.
The walking trail.
Yeah, the walking trail on Industrial Drive down there. October the 28th, there's going to be like 30 or 40 different vendors and people setting up. There's going to be a trunk or treat, and that 28th is a Saturday.
Yep.
And so if you're in the hearing of my voice and you want to come by, bring your children and get some candy and just see who all's down there, you can do that. And the town of Carthage is putting that on the Carthage City Events Committee.
Yeah, Carthage Events Committee.
And if you got any questions about that, you could talk to Randy Dixon or Olivia Leftwich or
Caroline Leftwich.
Leftwich, and probably call City Hall too.
Yep.
And so
They also have a Facebook page. I think it's Town of Carthage Events Committee, something like that. It's got Town of Carthage in it if you're looking for it.
all right, and so you can get on that page and find out about that event. And I know it's going on, and I hope I'm going to be there, and I'm part of the planning. But I think it's 5 till 8 on that day as well. So if you want to find out the exact time, you can. But there are going to be a lot of folks down there. And then also we have 2 events on the 31st.
Yep.
October the 31st on Halloween night that's happening. And one of them is at the historic courthouse. Stephanie,
Yep.
why don't you talk about that one?
Yeah, so that is Hometown Halloween. The trunk or treat portion has been a tradition for a long time. It was formerly known as Jeepers Creepers
yeah.
because it was started by a Jeep group, correct?
Right.
And then about 3, I think this makes the 4th year. So 4 years now, it's transformed into a whole event. So we have a haunted area that is run by college and high school students. And we have a Halloween maze that's a little less scary, but just as fun on the opposite side of the courthouse that is put together all by the Smith County Events Committee. We have yard games, and then of course the Main Street trunk or treat line. It's a little more organized this year. It's been a pretty organic event since it started. This year, because we were asked last year too, we have made a form that you can fill out, super simple. Just put your name, business if you have one, and a phone number and email. That way we can send you updates on day of when the street will be closed, where you can line up and things like that. We are also asking for the size of your vehicle. That way if you have a very large vehicle, we can put it at one end or the other. That way it's not making it like shut off half of the line, because it got a little confusing last year, so we're trying to make sure we clean up some of that.
Yeah, somebody see a big, and they think that was the end of the line, turn
Yeah.
around, and they missed a bunch of cars.
Yeah,
That's true.
missed out on candy, which you don't want to do.
yeah, exactly. Well, this is a good event, and then I know in Gordonsville they have an event there, and you folks that live here locally, you'll know this, but even when I was a child, there was people that would give out candy in Gordonsville, and it wasn't a big deal back then. And then when my children came along, we would go to Gordonsville and walk up and down the street, and there was quite a few people that did that over the years. And then just a few years back, the town of Gordonsville realized that they were having a lot of people in the street on Halloween night. So they got with the state, and the Gordonsville Events Committee was formed.
Yep.
And they got with the state, and they got permission to close the highway there on Main Street from about where the City Hall is, just down from City Hall, all the way down to about the Gordonsville High School entrance, first entrance. And so people come, and they can walk that safely without having to worry about being run over by a car.
Yep.
And there are a lot of vendors that are coming now and setting up, and you can buy food. I know they had pizza, and there's a lot of different things they have. So, and they do giveaways. The Gordonsville Event Committee, Mayor John Potts and those guys over there have done a real good job of putting that event together. And it was sort of an organic event that was happening by itself. Last count last year, my understanding is that they might have had over 2,000 people come through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, that one's called the Gordonsville Halloween Bash, and you can find that on Facebook as an event, and then Gordonsville Events Committee has a Facebook page too. We stagger our time with it, so the Carthage Hometown Halloween starts at 4 and goes till 7, and the Gordonsville Halloween Bash starts at 5 and goes till 8. The Gordonsville one has a little bit more staggered parking, so they have buses that can take you to and from a few different parking lots, and you can find that information on their Facebook page too.
Right, and what they do is they utilize some of the churches and other public parking there to be able to run the bus shuttles around. They started that, I can't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago.
I think it was last year.
It was last year they started that, and it worked out so well because what happens is the bus just drops you off, you walk down and up the street, you go down one side and up the other one, and then you're right there in the main part of what's going on, and you can catch the shuttle and go back to your car whenever you want. So it works out really well. And I know they're talking about doing shuttles at the ones over here in the future. I don't know of any shuttle that's going on right now.
Yeah, we haven't been able to logistically or insurancely figure that one out yet, but we do eventually want to have a bus that can take you between the Gordonsville and Carthage event, because there are a lot of kids that just, walk to those events. They don't, teenagers that don't have cars and stuff that would love to be able to go to both. We stagger the times for that exact reason. So that's a thing we're working on for the future. If you're a business owner and you want to sponsor it, let us know.
Okay.
And then Main Street and Carthage will be closed for the event this year. So it will be safe to walk up and down, do the trunk or treat. Trunk or treat will be like it's always been in the middle of the street.
Right, and the closing is generally from about 2nd Avenue up to about Ward, I think, is generally the way it's
whole
closed.
Main Strip.
Yeah.
I'm not good with the street names other than Main Street.
Yeah, 2nd, 3rd, and Ward is the way they go, and so that should be the closure. Well, Stephanie, I think we've hit everything. If you need more information, go ahead.
This year we have been fortunate enough to come into not a lot, but several Halloween costumes for children, as well as temporary hair paint and Halloween makeup that we are going to be giving out to families who need to be able to get their kids a Halloween costume but might be struggling with it. You can reach out to us. We don't have like an official form or anything yet because we're still, figuring out exactly how it's going to work, but reach out to us and send us your name and your kids' ages, and we're starting a list so that we can figure out how to divvy that out. So if you need help, just send us a message.
Okay, and if you can't remember any numbers or don't know who to contact, you can call the Chamber of Commerce 735-2093, and we'll be able to get you in touch with these folks. Stephanie, thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm looking forward to a great event.
3 great events.
Yeah, actually 3 great events, and they're all going to be happening right here on Halloween weekend. Riverview Regional is a great hospital, and they've got a lot of great people, and another one of them has come in. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell them what department, what your function is here?
Sure. My name is Morgan. I'm one of the labor and delivery nurses here at Riverview. I've been here for about 8 years, and we, in labor and delivery, we do everything. We do labor and delivery, postpartum, nursery. So we do a little bit of everything.
Okay, well, if somebody's doing family planning and they're about to have a child, I would presume that they would already have a pediatrician, and that's how you guys. How does that work?
Well, a lot of people don't have a pediatrician. Actually, they come in. The thing that's special about our hospital and our doctors is that our doctors are FPOBs, meaning that they are family practice and obstetrics. And so fortunately, they can see you from pregnancy to delivery, pediatrics, all the way until geriatrics.
Okay, so you can cover it basically from cradle to grave.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, now, if a person wanted to, you may want to talk about the facility and what you have available first here, and then we'll get into another question there. But what facility? Where do they come to? What's going on here for OB?
Okay, so here in OB, we do our deliveries. Okay, so you would come in, if you were here for a scheduled induction, or if you came in through the ER, you'd go to the L&D floor where we would take care of you. After you deliver, we have a separate room for our postpartum. Okay, in that room we have 2 beds, which is nice. If you've ever delivered in a really large facility, most of the time they have a pull-out chair. So we have a second bed for the support person, which I feel is pretty nice. We have a nursery that we would do all the baby's 24-hour testing, or if the baby needed special care, they would come to the nursery if needed. And then after you leave, you would follow up with our doctors. If you don't have a pediatrician, you can, like I said, see our doctors. They're just down the hill, and if you need any testing, they'd send you right back here to the hospital.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a loaded question. If you don't know the answer, it's not a bad thing. Any idea how many babies you might have delivered here in a year, month, week, whatever?
Well, it varies, of course, but our numbers are steadily increasing. And so I think last year we had about 100 deliveries.
Okay, that's quite a few.
Yes, that's quite a few for us. When my first year here, I think we had 60.
Mm-hmm.
So we're increasing.
And it's not just Smith County. You reach out into other areas. People come here for the service, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. There's not any maternity care in Trousdale County or Macon County or even Jackson County. So a lot of people from other counties come to us and get care here. We have a family here today who is from Macon County, and we've delivered almost everyone in the family.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So you have a history with them.
Yes.
Obviously, if they're a repeat customer, you must have done it right.
Well, I think so, yes.
Yeah, well, you have that reputation. I know I have had to come in here a few times, and everybody's been really kind and very helpful, and they fixed my problem. So,
Yes,
so
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm glad that we have this hospital here because it means a lot.
Yes, sir, it does. I think we have a really great group of staff here, great nurses, wonderful doctors. We are very blessed to have this hospital in our community.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to go over before we move on to another interview?
Well, I think we're going to talk about childbirth classes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do that.
So we do provide a free childbirth class, not just for our patients, okay? It's open to anybody in the community. And these classes are the first Saturday of the month. They're held here at the hospital. We do provide a snack like breakfast. And in these classes, we go over the third trimester of pregnancy, delivery. You know, a lot of times, first time moms especially, you know, they want to know, when do I come to the hospital? Is this real labor or false labor? What's going to happen when I get there? It's scary and it's kind of intimidating. So it's a really good thing to come to these classes beforehand and have an idea of what's going to happen and what to expect. We do go over postpartum care, a little bit of newborn care, and we touch on breastfeeding, but we're actually going to have a breastfeeding class as well. So it's a really good thing. It's free to everybody. We just really want to get the word out that we're doing those classes and that we provide that service.
Yeah, and I would add, there was a time in my life when people were pushing, you know, bottle feeding, but they have since found out that breastfeeding is a lot better for your child.
Yes.
It helps them to be much healthier.
Yes, it's healthier for the child and also healthier for the mother.
Well, and I didn't realize that aspect of it, but it actually makes sense. That's the way God made us.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, when they, if they want to find out about the classes, obviously they can just call the hospital here
Yes.
and make an appointment or get set up with you guys?
You can call the hospital and make an appointment, or you can go online to the Riverview website and there's a link there where you can sign up online. When you come to the class, you get a little book that I call it the Manual of Labor. It has a little place for notes. It has an app that you can download that's also free. It has a lot of frequently asked questions. It's a really good little book, and we kind of go over that book in the class, and then they can take it home, and it's a good reference to look back on.
Okay. Well, is there anything we've missed?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, Morgan, thank you very much for coming by. And if you need help with any of the aspects of what she's discussed here, just call us at the chamber. We'll give you the number. But basically, go to their website, Riverview Regional.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Well, another visitor here at Riverview. And Kayla, I know you have some stuff to talk about. But first, introduce yourself. Tell them who you're with.
Yeah, so I'm Kayla Franklin. I'm with the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition.
And what's going on?
Yeah, and so we're going to have Drug Take Back Day on October 27th from 10 to 1 at Walmart. You can bring all of your unused or expired medications to us. It can be anything. It could be old expired Tylenol, or it could be narcotics. Just anything that you have. That way we can protect our community and our young people from being exposed to those types of things.
Okay, and you got a drop box that you'll have there that they can put them in on the drug take back, right?
Yes, we'll have a drop box there. We will also have resources and lock boxes. We also, though, have drop box locations at the Smith County Sheriff's Department, Gordonsville Police Department, and Carthage City Hall. So you can also take your medications there anytime.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing to do. You don't want to flush them down the system because it gets into the water table and everything.
Yes.
So it's better to let you guys have them where you can dispose of them properly.
Yes.
Okay, and you sure don't want to throw them out in the yard because something might get them or
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
trash. That would be even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else going on with you guys?
No, I think that's all we have right now.
All right. Well, if you need any information about Drug Prevention Coalition, and I know you guys do counseling, you do a lot of events, and I know you're working in the schools. So
Yes.
if you need any information about that, where do they call?
615-588-1622.
Okay, and you got an office on Water Street in Carthage?
Yes, 115 Water Street. Come visit us anytime.
Okay. Well, Kayla, thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The Riverview is a wonderful place to be, and if you're a patient here, I actually had, it's unfortunate in a way that I had the opportunity to be a patient here for a night because of what was going on, but I was really glad to be here because I learned that you have really good services, really wonderful people, and you got good food too.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
I have to say, people come in off the street and they can now I don't think you're advertising it too much, but you can come back in and eat in the cafeteria.
Absolutely.
That-
We're expanding our menu, and we have the best salad bar around.
Okay, well, and so that's wonderful. I got a little ahead of myself because I got excited about the food. So let me let you guys introduce yourselves and tell them, what your function is here.
Okay. My name is Leslie Kittrell. I'm the radiology director here at Riverview, and this is Amber.
I'm Amber Street. I'm the lead mammography tech here at Riverview.
Okay, and you guys want to talk about each one of your fields, so I guess we'll just start with you and just tell them a little bit about what you do here.
Yeah, so I'm over the radiology department, but the main thing I wanted to talk about right now is our lung cancer screening program. Lung cancer is one of the leading, if not the leading cause of cancer death in the United States. So
I did not know that.
we have a service, we have a low dose lung cancer screening that we can do. It's a CT scan that has a lower dose of radiation than a traditional CT scan, but we can pick up nodules. We can see things earlier and follow them. So the key to better outcomes with lung cancer and any type of cancer is early intervention.
Right.
And that is what we're trying to do, and we want to offer to our community. A lot of people who do qualify for this, we're finding don't know about it and are actually not getting these scans done. So this year on November the 11th, that's National Lung Cancer Screening Day. That's on a Saturday, and we're going to open up our outpatient schedule, so people who maybe can't get off work during the week or it's hard for them to get in here, we're going to open that up and they can come in and get a lung cancer screening if they meet the qualifications and have an order from their physician.
Okay. Well, that's a wonderful thing because you mentioned early detection.
Right.
About 3.5 years ago, I had a little bout with cancer, and that was one of the things that really helped me is it was caught early.
Absolutely.
And I went through it, and basically I'm cancer free.
Great, that's wonderful. Yes.
So that early detection is a wonderful thing, and a lot of people have an aversion. They don't want to go to the doctor for this reason or that reason, but I'm kind of enjoying being around my grandchildren.
Absolutely.
And if it wasn't for that, so I encourage you out there, if you got something hurting on you, you need to go to the doctor and find out, because it's probably nothing, but it could be something.
Could be. And with this test, it's easy, it's quick, it's pain-free. There's no needles involved. Typically, it's covered by most insurance companies. So if you meet their criteria, which is ages 50 to 77, you're a current or former smoker, or have quit, within the last 15 years. If they don't meet the criteria, but their physician still feels like that they would benefit from this lung cancer screening, we can do the scan at a flat rate. We have a $99 rate. They can pay that, and it includes the radiologist reading as well.
Yeah, and smoking is probably one of the biggest reasons people have lung cancer here in this country.
It is, and there are other risk factors. That's just something that you could talk to your doctor about, and if you are at risk, I would encourage you to take advantage of this screening tool.
A little humorous to me, I'll fill out a form or something, it will say, have you ever smoked? Well, yeah, 55 years ago. And it's kind of hard for me, but I always put yes, but it was 55 years ago.
Right, yeah.
But I guess that is important to know that.
It is, yeah. Typically, the guidelines are that you are a current smoker or have smoked within the last, has quit smoking within the last 15 years.
Oh, okay, so I can quit marking that box.
Well, I mean, you keep marking the box. You did smoke, I guess, but.
Okay, and now you wanted to talk about mammography. Is that right? You can hold it, or you can let her.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, we're doing, of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For the month of October, we're doing a $75 3D mammo special. Of course, this is our first October with our new 2D, 3D machine. So for people who want to come in for their yearly screenings, it's the $75. But our numbers have doubled, if not tripled, some months, and a lot of people have really enjoyed the experience of our sensory suite. being able to control their own compression, which has been a big deal, and we're getting better pictures because of it too. But I think patients are all over like having a much better experience. You know, they're like, well, I'll come back and see you next year. And that's what we want because, you know, even though you might not feel anything doing a regular exam yourself, you can actually, with the screening mammogram, it's the eyes for things that you can't actually touch or see.
Okay, so it's a good idea to do that on a regular basis then.
Yes.
Okay.
And the screenings do yearly.
All right, now, person comes in, is this a long procedure, short procedure? Doesn't take very long?
No, and you don't even have to have a doctor's order as long as you're not having any current breast issues. A screening mammogram, you can just call, make an appointment with scheduling, and you know, you come in, you get registered, and then the whole test doesn't take but about 15-20 minutes, and that's doing your history, changing, doing images, and then they're out the door. It's very, very quick and easy in and out.
A very quick thing that
And
could
something
possibly
that-
save your life.
Save your life, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that is a wonderful thing. And I know a couple of years ago they had a new machine, so now you have another new machine. Is that what you're talking about? With
Well,
the,
we've had 3D. We'll have it a year, December 1st.
Okay, all right.
So we haven't even had it a total of a year yet.
Yeah. Well, I know that's a wonderful thing to have in our county, and we were talking with one of the other nurses, Morgan, I believe, about how you guys reach into Trousdale and Macon and Jackson and some of the other counties around here. So it's nice to have this facility here.
Yeah, you know, instead of our local people having to go outside of the county, we have the, you know, nice top of the line latest technology right here. So we can take care of them right in their hometown.
Yeah, well, I remember a few months ago I had an issue, and my wife said, well, where do you want to go? And I said, oh, I want to go to Riverview, please. I'm hurting. I need to go. So it's so nice because I live on the far end of the county, almost in DeKalb. And, you know, it's a 15-minute drive. And you got wonderful facilities here. So we're really blessed to have Riverview here. A lot of counties do not have what we have.
Exactly. You get exceptional care with a hometown feel. That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's a good phrase. You need to tell them to use that. Okay, is there anything we've missed?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, well, ladies, thank you for coming by. And if you want more information, just go to the website, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're at Riverview. Another visitor came by. Mary, tell them who you are, who you with.
I am Mary Draper. I'm the Family and Consumer Science Extension Agent in Smith County.
Okay, and I know we got things going on this time of year.
Yes.
In fact, it's a lot, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So, with the fall coming up and we're looking towards Thanksgiving and the holiday season, we have Maintain, Don't Gain. So, if you're not familiar with that program, lots of people tend to overeat, myself included, during
I'm
the
shocked.
holidays.
I can't believe that.
It's a lot of temptations, and then also not as be as active as they might wish to be. So we have a program called Maintain Don't Gain, and it runs through the Sunday before Thanksgiving through the Sunday after New Year's. Each week, if you sign up, and it's completely free, you'll get a newsletter that has educational information. And this year, we're going to gear our information towards our recipes, so healthy substitutions and things of that nature. And you also get free access to Smith County Fitness Center just for signing up
Okay,
during the duration of the program.
We had earlier a group came in and they talked about eating, and they said, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, don't skip meals, but you just eat right and eat less, and that's what you're going to do here. Thanksgiving and Christmas and the winter weather is a perfect storm to gain weight, isn't it?
It is. So people tend to be less active. They're staying in, and it's a busy time too with all the family and friends obligations. So they tend to be less active, and then of course all those good foods that might not be as healthy for us, kind of starchy, and the sweets, so a good temptation. You don't necessarily, like you said, have to skip meals or cut out anything of your diet. Just be mindful about what you eat, especially when it comes into those sweets. Just being try mindful, eat slowly, and things like that. But definitely don't deprive, but just mindfulness.
Yeah, and that's true, and you just kind of watch what you're eating.
Yeah.
My Achilles heel is getting home at night and everything's put away and everybody's quiet and I'm sitting there and I'm watching TV, and if I'm not careful, I'll reach over and I'll eat some
Yes.
nuts or some candy or something
Yes.
like that. So watch out. It'll get you.
That's right.
Okay, is there anything else we need to talk about?
We always invite everybody to join one of our FCE clubs. We have 8 in the community, as well as a mailbox membership. They're getting ready for their chair volleyball tournament coming up. We're excited about that. But that's all I can think of.
Well, there's one thing, FCE, I'd like to bring up. If you have a chance to drive by the Smith County Historic Courthouse, you'll look at the flower pots that are out there. And your FCE groups are the ones that are keeping those decorated. And I believe the New Middleton, I'm getting this wrong.
Chestnut Mound.
Chestnut Mound, okay. I'm getting it wrong there, but the Chestnut Mound group came down and they decorated right before William Walton Harvest Festival, and that was wonderful. And ladies, I really want to tell you I appreciate that, especially you, Miss Linda, for coming by and letting me know that that was done. And I know you've got another group that's going to decorate it here just in a short period of time as well.
Yep, the Riddleton Club is too. So they're all involved in it. They switch during the seasons, but they're very good to be out in the community doing different service projects.
Yeah, well, it's much appreciated. So, well, Mary, thank you for all you do. And is there anything else?
If they have any questions, they can always call the Extension office at 615-735-2900.
Okay, we have one of the most energetic and youthful, and I can think of a lot of other things. But
I appreciate it.
I'll
Keep them
stop
coming.
right there.
Okay.
I'll stop right there. Extension agent in the state. So go ahead and tell them who you are, who you're with, and I'm sure you got something exciting to tell us about.
Always have exciting stuff going on. For anyone who may not know, my name's Katie Martin. I'm the County Director and Agriculture and Natural Resource Agent in Smith County. Did serve as 4-H agent for several years. We've got Rachel Petty in that role now. And a very exciting, very timely announcement is we are also going to be adding another 4-H position to Smith County Extension.
Wow,
So
that's
currently,
wonderful.
right now, we've got a position open for another 4-H agent. It's through the Tennessee State University website. We can get you all the information if you call the office. It's also on our Facebook page. But I'm so excited we'll be able to grow our 4-H program with hopefully the addition of another great teammate to our UT Extension team.
And they'll be operating out of your office.
That's
then?
right. They'll work in our office. They'll work hand in hand with our current 4-H agent, Rachel Petty, doing the same kind of job. We'll just be able to offer even more opportunity to our youth with 2 people in that role instead of just 1.
Well, I think it's wonderful. That, believe it or not, when I went to grade school, they had 4-H. And I literally remember programs and the things that we did. And Mr. Jerry Cole was the agent back then.
So many
And-
people
and-
remember who their 4-H agent was and
Yeah.
all the activities they did with them. It's really special.
I never used it, but he taught us about soil testing, and I never forgot how you do
There
it.
you
and what
go,
was it.
yeah.
And so those are good memories, and I'm glad you guys are in the school doing that.
Absolutely.
And putting memories for these children.
For
like
sure. We're excited about that.
that. Do you have some other things going on?
Of course, we've always got ag stuff happening. Fall is a busy time of year. This week, a lot of our producers are filling out their Tennessee Ag Enhancement applications. We've been working on that. Just this week at the Chamber, I did a cool flowers lunch and learn where I got to talk a little bit about some seeds you could plant now to hopefully have earlier blooms into the spring and early summer. Now is also, we didn't cover this at the lunch and learn, but I would say to any of my home gardeners or people looking to spruce up their landscape, now is also a great time to look for those bulbs, those fall bulbs that will bloom in springtime. So tulips and daffodils and hyacinth you can get some of those bulbs and add to your landscape. A lot of them perennialize, so they're going to come back year after year. And one that I just really love are the daffodils or the narcissus, because I think a lot of times we think of those as, you know, the ones we see driving down the road, maybe in the ditch
Right.
or in the field, but they have some really beautiful varieties now that aren't just your plain yellow buttercup style. They have some that are very white and frilly. They've got some that even are shades of light pink, orange, bright yellow. So a lot of those daffodil bulbs are really, really nice and add color to the landscape, and they're just perfect for our zone. They're going to come back year after year, no matter if our winter's a little warm or a little cold. They're just really hardy and fit well in our climate. So I would really suggest that if you're looking for some spring color, which aren't we all after the gray days of winter, we all are kind of looking for that first spring color. So I would recommend, that is my kind of tip for the month. Get some fall bulbs in the ground so you have some of those nice blooms in springtime.
Okay, and I want to add something to it too. Your Lunch and Learn, they had a ice cream bar. It was wonderful. I availed myself of that, even though I wasn't. Well, actually, I was invited.
You're always invited, and I think that's something that a lot of our extension clientele, they know. But if you haven't done a lot of programs with us, you may not know. A good rule of thumb with extension is when we meet, we eat. So if you come to one of our programs, a lot of times you're going to get fed well. At
Yeah.
least a snack,
Well-
usually a full meal.
Well, I stuck my head in the door just to say hi, and I got invited. And when I saw that was amazing. You know, the
Yeah.
ice cream and all the toppings that you had.
That's what
and
everybody
everything.
needs on their lunch break, right?
Oh,
a
yeah.
good
Well,
ice
it's-
cream sundae.
Yeah, since we've been here at Riverview and we've been talking about
A
dieting.
special treat every now and then, I guess. Is,
Yeah,
is
that's true.
how you want to do
The
it. but,
occasional.
yeah.
But you guys do a lot of Lunch and Learns, and you've got some more coming up. Now, I don't know if you know the next one that you have planned.
So actually, right now, we are trying to plan all the way into 2024. So I'm working on getting dates for next year, and I'm also looking for topic ideas. So if people in the community have subjects that they'd really like to learn about, I of course kind of have a short list of some things that I know some great speakers for, or I would like to cover, but we always are looking to meet clientele's needs. So if you or somebody you know has input and you think there's a topic or a subject we haven't covered and you would like us to cover, we're really open to that. I know in 2024 we are definitely planning to do a backyard poultry 101, so that's of interest to a lot of folks. But any topic that is agriculture or natural resource, lawn care, home ownership, anything like that, we're definitely open to meeting those needs. So we're planning right now. I know in the county we've got a lot of people interested in beef and forages, and we've got an upcoming opportunity for them that I think will be really valuable. The Upper Cumberland Extension team is hosting our annual beef summit. It will be at Hatterberg's on October 17th. It's going to be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Again, we're meeting, so we're eating. You're going to get a ribeye sandwich. And we actually have a speaker from Cattle Facts, which is a really well-known cattle marketing specialist company that they just, for more than 50 years, they've kind of been known as the leader in making predictions on what the cattle market's going to look like. So our speaker is going to be talking to us about weather patterns, how that affects the cattle market, and he's even going to be offering some predictions on what the market may look like in the near future. So that'll be really helpful for a lot of our cattle producers. We would invite them to come to that. You can RSVP to the office so we can get a head count for food. As Mary mentioned, our number is 615-735-2900, or you can always email me at kclark54@utk.edu.
Okay, well, Katie, thanks for coming by, and we always look forward to hearing you.
Happy to do it.
We have a young man, though,
Yes,
that
we do.
was a product, well, is still in the system.
That's
You
right.
know. Why don't you tell them what's coming up?
So up next, we're going to have Gabe Harville with In the Wild.
Hello everybody, I'm Gabe Harville and welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. As summer transitions into fall, nature undergoes some changes. One of those changes is the production of mast, or fruit and nuts. In this episode, I'll be going over some of the common soft masts and hard masts you'll be able to see this fall season. As I mentioned earlier, there are two varieties of mast: hard mast, your nuts and acorns, and soft mast. And this is such a tree that will produce soft mast. While this is an oriental variety of cherry, our native black cherry trees will produce fruiting bodies in the late summer months. This is a shagbark hickory. I've mentioned it before in some of my videos, and in the fall, it has nuts. The nut and its meat are enclosed in a casing here, and you have to peel off the shells to get at it inside. And this is what you see squirrels nibbling on in the treetops. You can see now, Rosie enjoys hickory nuts too. Here's another example of a mass-producing tree, the black walnut. And here in my hand is the fruit of the black walnut tree. Now what you see here is just a casing. It will rot away with the help of the weather and bugs and other decomposers, and the actual nut will be on the inside of this. And that's what you'll see squirrels, raccoons, deer, and even bears eating on in the further into fall. Here's one of the more recognizable mass-producing trees. It's an oak tree, more specifically the northern red oak. And here is the mast. They're acorns. Many animals will eat acorns in the fall. Animals like bears, deer, coyotes, turkeys, all the way down to deer mice will eat these whenever they drop off the oak trees. And oak trees are not only utilized by animals in the fall, but all throughout the year. Cavity nesting animals like squirrels, woodpeckers, owls, and wood ducks will use snags like the one there on this tree to build their homes in. I felt this next tree was worthy enough to be included in this episode due to its value to both animals and humans. The fruit of the pawpaw tree is enjoyed by animals such as raccoons and deer throughout the late summer and early fall months, and humans can use its custard-like texture to make fried pie fillings and even ice cream. These 5 mass-producing trees are only a fraction of trees that produce food not only for animals but for humans. I hope you've learned a thing or two about mast in this episode, and I hope to see you next time in the wild. Hello everybody, I'm Gabe Harville, and welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. As summer transitions into fall, Hello everybody, I'm Gabe Harville, and welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. As summer transitions into fall, nature undergoes some changes. One of those changes is the production of nuts, Catfish flag.
All right, at Riverview Regional, it's so great to be here, and I always let everybody introduce themselves because it's best. So tell them who you are and what.
Well, my name is Jill Coley, and I'm the Director of Respiratory Therapy here at Riverview, and I've been here about 21 years now.
Okay, and respiratory therapy is a very vital function. In fact, if I'm getting, I may be getting off the subject here a little bit, but isn't pneumonia and things related to lungs and heart
Oh, absolutely.
Rough on people this time of year?
It definitely is. And we just opened a new program here, a pulmonary rehab program at Riverview that we are excited about, and hopefully it will help our community in being able to discuss their disease processes, their education as far as knowing how to deal with their different diseases that they have. It's a program that we work with exercising and education on their diet, their mental health, different things.
Okay, and is there an age group that this hits, or does it run across all ages?
Well, it can be across all ages. Of course, we've seen a lot more pulmonary things with COVID and post-COVID, and COPD, smokers, those type patients have those long-term lung diseases that maybe you can't improve the lung disease, but you can improve their daily living activities, whether that's going to the store or walking to their mailbox to get their mail, or even just preparing their meals. Those are things that pulmonary rehab can improve on a daily living basis.
Okay, and again, I may be getting off topic, but when you're my age, you can get a pneumonia shot. There's things that you can get that can stave off some of that. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm not sure the age. I would be the wrong person to ask about the age for the
Well,
pneumonia
I'm only
shot.
25.
But
Yeah.
but I believe that you can get a pneumonia shot after the age of 50. But you'd have to consult your doctor to get
you
a
are correct.
good answer with that.
Yeah, I learned that when I got my first one. Anyway, you have a program or the word has escaped me.
Pulmonary rehab is our program that we just opened here at Riverview, and we are excited, and we want to invite everyone out to our open house on October the 24th at 11:30. We're going to have a ribbon cutting and a little ceremony, and we would love for everyone to come and be a part of that.
Okay, well, and you guys, you do so many things here. So, if a person thinks they have, what do they need to do? Can they come and find out from you guys what's going on with them, or do they need to go through a doctor? How does that work?
So to get into the pulmonary rehab program, you need to go to your doctor. There are some tests that you would have to have done in order to qualify for pulmonary rehab. One of those tests is called a pulmonary function test, and that test we are able to do here at Riverview as well, and our pulmonologist will read that, and if your numbers qualify you for pulmonary rehab, we're able to offer that here now. Where used to you'd have to drive out of town 45 minutes at best just to get the pulmonary rehab, and you usually visit at least twice a week.
Okay. What are some of the symptoms if a person, they're going, well, I think I've got something, I don't know. What
Shortness
is that?
of breath, if you get short of breath on exertion, those are some good symptoms that if you have shortness of breath, fatigue, you just don't feel like getting up and doing anything, lack of energy, those are things that you might talk to your doctor about having a pulmonary function test to see if you qualified for pulmonary rehab.
Okay, now does that have anything to do with the oxygen level that's in your blood that's causing some of that? Is that an issue there?
Yes. A lot of times when patients have COPD, which is a pulmonary disease, they will have a low oxygen level is what you're talking about. Everybody knows what a pulse ox is now because of COVID, but we monitor that while you're doing the pulmonary rehab, and we want to make sure you don't drop below certain numbers. And it's patient per patient. And the pulmonary rehab program, a good thing about it is it's an individualized treatment plan. So the treatment for you may be different for the treatment for someone else with a lung disease.
Okay, if they want more information, let me just stop right there. If they want more information, how do they get that?
For pulmonary rehab?
Yes.
Yes. If you are interested in pulmonary rehab, you can reach out to us here at the hospital. You can reach out to, of course, your doctor. They all know about it here locally, about the pulmonary rehab. But you can reach out to us at the hospital, and the number is 615-735-5183.
Okay, and I know this is hard to believe in this day and age, but there may be some people out there that don't have a doctor. You can, the hospital or someone can hook them up with a doctor, right?
Yes, we absolutely can. Dr. Cooper is actually our medical director for pulmonary rehab, and we're excited to have her on board with us, and she would be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay. Well, I think, is there anything else that we need to cover?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, Jill, thank you very much for being here. And we look forward to maybe seeing you next year, because I like to do these once a year.
Okay.
It's good to get the word out. And we have, and I keep reiterating this, we have a wonderful hospital here that is right here in our community. And you've got people like Jill and just these wonderful folks that will help you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.